Hello, everybody. Uh, you might notice a few things have changed here and there. Also, first off, welcome to the podcast.
Hi.
Hey,
Hello.
sup.
Mm-hmm. Overlay has been brought in, so it looks a bit more better now. Yeah, layout, so you can see
Oh
our
yeah, wow.
faces. Um,
For better or worse.
and
Yeah,
yeah, we're all wearing hats. That too.
kind of.
Well, more so, I brought a hat because it has the logo, and then Eric, so I gotta wear
I
something
can I
cool.
can bring a hat too.
Yeah.
See.
See, and then peer pressure.
I'm okay with the horns for now.
All
Yep.
right, let's probably get this kicked off. Hello, new listeners and old. Welcome to another episode of CWF Backstage Pass, featuring a brand new overlay and two new hosts flanking me in the left and right. I don't know. I'm trying to see where the position is. It's a little weird from where I'm standing, but I'm going to say to my it's going to be my right, but
Looks like it's mirrored, yeah.
on the left side of your screen, we have Anthony, our media guy from Mission Start Podcast. He's going to be running tech and being one of our panelist people, podcastees. What would you say the term would be, Anthony?
A very old man that knows how to use tech.
And on to my right, we have joining us for the first time Eric, who you actually, Eric, how would you introduce yourself? What are you known for in the CWF?
I'm known for being part of the Tennis Tyrants team as Waluigi, along with my friend Joey, and I just did AXTreme Rules this year as Virgil from the Devil May Cry series.
Yes, Virgil. It was probably your breakout performance, I would say. Not to say that the Tennis Tyrants were bad, but this really put you on the map as a solo performer.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay. Oh, first off, hello. Let's go ahead and while we're talking, let's go ahead and introduce the Green Room, which is our wonderful CWF chat where our fans and listeners can chime in with comments or questions. And woo, Sergeant Gun Show with the subscription. They again 2 months. Yeah, excellent. Thank you. Always love seeing you here. We got No Substance, Daniel, Peak Death 826, Reese. Reese is here. He plays Dio.
hi, Reese.
Hey,
Thanks.
and
Oh,
cool.
Thanks for the reset, Eric.
oh, no problem. Yeah, just a
And
quick
yes,
reminder: if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, and every month you get a free sub. So why not sub to us? You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
perfect. Now this podcast will be also available for listen to not only on our Twitch channel, but will be available on Anchor.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, hang on a second. Haha! There's our link. We're in the Twitch chat.
Okay.
So you can go check it out.
But yes, let's go ahead and open this up with the question from last episode,
Oh, shit.
which was, oh God, Anthony, I'm so glad you're here because you're the one who says a 630 is a signature move. All right. So the question is, if you were to be a pro wrestler, assuming that you have your ideal wrestler build, all right? So your current physical limits are not a problem. Where would you see your ring psychology being?
Mm.
So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with wrestling term, ring psychology usually means how a wrestler's fighting style. Like, would they do a lot of submissions? Would they kick you in the head a lot? Would they kick you in the leg and then put you in a figure four? Would they cheat? Blah 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 blah.
Gotcha.
So we're asking our guests for today, if they were pro wrestlers, how would they wrestle?
I'm going to take a stab at this. So, just initially off of that question, and probably something to ask you, G. Like, so is there a particular fighting style where, in terms of like going in, and I won't say I'm thinking of fighting games like Pokken, but like,
No. You could use fighting game jargon. It's pretty legit. It is a fight. I mean, as long as you don't say fireball.
gotcha. Okay, so my two initial reactions would be rush down or just like 100% don't stop and just continue to pressure on the other wrestler. Was my first gut instinct. The other was kind of just like annoy him, like to the point where annoying the other wrestler to the point where they are so eager to hit me, but they end up like hurting themselves, kind of hanging themselves type of situation.
Very
Okay.
Joseph Joestar.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we would have a very aggressive in your face style mixed in with a lot of psychological mind games. So Anthony
Yeah.
would definitely he would be spamming the taunt button.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay. Real quick, let's see. We have Mexican Otaku 1. Submission base would be nice. A William Regal type. Reese writes, dynamic lucha style. Daniel, play to the crowd, run away from my opponent, and then when they're off guard, blind send them when they go for specific body parts. Laughs it. It says laugh in Skeletor voice and asterisks. And
Awesome.
imaginary roots, I'd be like Samoa Joe, a heavy hitting brawler, but also a submission specialist. So we got a lot of submission fans here. I see. So Anthony, you, it's actually very reminiscent your style of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Mm.
Very aggressive, very in your face, and taunts a lot. What about you, Eric?
Well, going back to the fighting game comparison, I really like trickster characters. Characters that you need a lot of time to really understand, and frankly, not a lot of people do, even the people that are good at them. So, something that kind of like what was just said, very kind of mind games, taunting, a lot of tricks up their sleeve. Not necessarily playing dirty, but not revealing their full hand.
Okay, so we're talking like Gold Dust Velveteen Dream levels here.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan, in case you can't tell, I'm a fan of Devil May Cry, and I really like how in those games you have all these different styles. One of them actually is called Trickster. You're kind of dancing around the enemy, and I apologize, I'm not that versed in
It's okay.
wrestling,
It's
so
okay.
this is the best I can do.
Actually, there's a wrestler who describes and does what you want,
Okay.
and that's Toru Yano. He's known as the Japanese Ric Flair, and what he'll do is he'll do really underhanded stuff. I mean, you said not cheating, but he sets up things that pays off later. Like
Right.
he'll go to the turnbuckle and start untying it, and then the ref was like, "Hey, you can't untie it." And then when the ref reties the turnbuckle, he'll hit the other guy. But then since the padding is removed, he'll eventually throw the guy into the exposed turnbuckle, and then he does more damage.
Right.
Yeah,
Wow, that does sound pretty dirty.
it does sound dirty, but he's literally putting up traps in the arena. For
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, yeah, I guess with a trickster character, you gotta trick them. That's one way to do it.
Yeah.
So for me, I see myself with a lot of. I don't see myself with a lot of lifting moves. I've been a real big fan of the momentum attacks and momentum slams. So like DDTs and spears and back elbows. I'd probably be a mobile striker, so something like Nakamura or Aleister Black, just because a lot of my background is in that. But hey, there, G takes combat sports. Fight me in real life, but yeah, I'm a really big fan of people who could hit somebody in the face really hard, which is why I think the Black Mass is one of the coolest kicks in the game.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like you, I actually have experience in fighting. I used to be MMA. I'm actually a black belt, and when I would spar, I was more in Anthony's line with the kind of ruthless aggression, but it never really ended well for me. So that's why I would rather be a kind of more trickster guy, kind of not necessarily relying on brute strength, because I've tried it, didn't work for me, and
It's hard, like
oh yeah, definitely.
yeah,
I
you
think
know,
you're just rushing in, no brains, but it actually requires a lot of understanding your opponent.
It does, and anime makes it look so easy where they go, it doesn't hurt, in real life, it hurts.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It
And
hurts. Getting
Riken-
shot in the face.
Yeah, Riken just said Aleister Black is dope. Edgy, dark guy with a great martial arts style type. Aleister Black was actually one of my inspirations, at least aesthetically and delivery-wise, for Virgil. So it's pretty cool that you liked Aleister Black then.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Wonderful questions from both our podcast, and thank you, chat, for chiming in. Looks like Mexican Otaku's shout out to Evil. Evo from yes,
LOJ.
Los Ingobernables. I butchered it. LIJ. I'm just gonna say LIJ.
Gotcha.
Sorry to the Spanish language. Okay, so this is a very this episode is devoted squarely to Anime Expo, not just the show, but everything else happened in between from before we got there to during and now after. Uh, quick, quick disclosure. Quick disclaimer.
Disclosure.
Disclose. Yeah. I need to disclose. I am still and have been Anime Expo staff. I am a manager for the game show departments. The Cosplay Wrestling Federation is actually under my department. So I wanted to put that out there just because it's really important since we're talking about the convention. I need to let people know I work for it. With that said, I will do my best to give an honest opinion. So if you don't see me go like, "Hey, actually burned to the ground. I hate that con," I really like where I am. I really like where I am, and because of where I am, I'm able to help deliver the content that Anime Expo is lacking.
Mhm.
All right.
All right.
So, overall impressions of Anime Expo. I know, Eric, you were in there deep.
Oh yeah, I had a lot of stuff planned. I was really excited actually for this year, and it delivered. I thought it was one of the best anime expos I've been to. Maybe my favorite since 2015. I mean, it had Katsuhiro Otomo, creator of my favorite animated movie Akira. So can't really complain about that.
So, when you go to Anime Expo, do you have a certain list of expectations? Like, okay, I need to see this. I want this, or it's more like as long as people are there. Fuck
No,
it.
I'm definitely a plan guy. I get the app, and it was kind of frustrating this year, not going to lie, because we didn't really get a schedule until so close to the event itself. But the whole time I was just kind of listening for information. When I heard that Otomo was going to be there, okay, I'm going to go to that. Had to leave that early to prepare for CWF, but I managed to stay for all the major announcements, which is cool. But, I have the panels that I'm kind of part of, the panels that I want to go to, guests I want to see, a set list of exhibitors I want to look at, cosplay gatherings I want to be part of. So yeah, I have my whole day kind of scheduled, try to fit everything in there, and I managed to do pretty well this year. I'm very happy.
Yeah, it looks like he's took a lot of advantage of the content actually provided by Anime Expo. This clearly does not seem like the type of drop-in attendee that wanders around and parties. Like I got to see this, I got to buy this, I got to get this.
Yeah, because I mean, I go to many conventions, and those kind of party cons I see more as the small ones, like Anime Los Angeles, Anime California. The big industry ones, Anime Expo, I want to be there for the industry. I mean, the parties are nice too, but when you have the opportunities there, I just think it's the wise thing to do to go after them. If you're a fan like me.
What about you, Anthony? How was your experience at the con?
So when it comes to Anime Expo, I haven't been to Anime.
I'm also adjusting my camera. There we
go. When it comes to Anime Expo, like I haven't been back since Kill la Kill cast was there, which I cannot remember what year that was. I want to say 2014, 16. I can't remember exactly what year, but that's the last time that I was there at Anime Expo. Now that I live down here now, and I moved down here from NorCal, it's much closer to me, so I can attend more often. The thing though with me is I only attended for day one, and that was partially because of the event at Cosplay Wrestling Federation later on that day. But it did give me some time to get in and check out some of the stuff I wrote notes on. I spent most of my time in the exhibitor hall. I said hi to a few friends over at the Lab Zero booth. Played a little bit of Skullgirls because I love that game a lot.
Mark.
Hey, that game is awesome. But I did check it out. I did play some Skullgirls on the Switch. And actually, I got I got a Squiggly card. It was the last one.
Oh, nice. Squiggly's one of my mains.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, you play we have to talk later on.
Oh, I love Skullgirls, yeah.
We have to talk later on.
Very hyper indivisible.
Yes, same here.
So, I don't know how they do it, and maybe I'm in the minority, but Exhibitor Hall was really easy to walk around and browse.
True.
Yeah.
Even
unlike Artist Alley.
oh yeah.
Oh God, no! Artist Alley. Ever since they put in the Cantilla Hall, I mean, I didn't even step foot in there this year just because my experience was frankly pretty bad last year there.
Like, I mean, I don't want to go too. I mean, I don't need to go too in depth into the exhibitor hall just because it's just fantastic. It's well spaced. I do like this. Like for the big stuff, you could see the signs, so
Yeah.
you could just walk. I mean, that's how I found Atlas. I always go to the Atlas booth every year because I'm an Atlas mark. But the Artist Alley was, oh God.
Yeah, and the air conditioning is just like not good there either.
It's not good, and for me, it's my favorite tactic of Artist Alley is you do the grocery aisle thing where you go down, cross. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
You couldn't do that. You
No.
couldn't do that there
Oh,
because
really?
you walk down an aisle like first off, it's a miracle of God if you can make your way down the aisle, and then there's just such a sea of people you can't even see the work. Oh God.
Oh yeah, that's a shame.
So I was there for the Artist Alley for a little bit, only because I was meeting up with a friend, and we tried to walk down one of the aisles, and it was just crowded. And bear in mind, like I came with my Zangetsu cosplay. I did take it off.
You must be sweating.
I was actually, the AC was pretty cool when I got in there, so it wasn't too bad. But the entire time when I was just going down one aisle, I had to hold my costume over my head, like just to make sure I don't bump into anybody. It was pretty insane. And to your point, like I'm not quite sure how they did it in an exhibit hall, but they managed to make that where it wasn't crowded. So it was able to walk around pretty easily. But yeah,
Well, I think one advantage Exhibitor Hall has is because we know exactly the type of people that are there. You know, Atlas, Capcom had their Teppen booth, etc., etc. People know which places they want to go to and what they want, so they kind of go towards that direction. It's not like Artist Alley where you don't really know what artists are going to have a lot of time, so you're going to spend a lot of time looking around, browsing. Exhibit Hall, you don't really have that as much. It's more like, okay, these places I want to go to, maybe I can wander around as well.
yeah, it was pretty insane.
Looks like Mexican Otaku actually has a different experience. The majority of my time was spent trying to go up and down Artist Alley, so he was in the thick of it.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
Especially on day one. Ugh.
Oh, day one's lines.
Oh,
That's a whole other story.
don't
Yeah, it would
remind
be
me.
This is one of the reasons why I staff is so I could cut through that. But the biggest irony of the long lines is that it made the actual inside of the con was really easy to get through because no one was in it.
Yeah. It was really sad because I'm a big Titmouse animation fan, Venture Brothers fan for years, and their panel was on day one at 10:30 a.m. I show up at the convention center around 9 thinking, oh, it's going to be easy. No. And I managed to get inside. By then, it's about 12 already, and I go run to the panel room. It's already over. They're still there, and I say, hey, look, I'm sorry. I'm a fan. I really try to come. And they said only 5 people showed up.
Wow.
Even though over 400 people said they were scheduled on the AX app for that panel.
Oh, man, that sucks. I really wanted to go check that panel out, too. But, when I got there, it was just, the line was insane. A sea of humanity. Actually, it was funny. I was on my way to the convention center on a bus full of other weebs with me. And, the minute we got to the convention center, and then we just see the sea of people, everybody in the bus just looking outside the windows like, man, no, man, screw this. And I'm in the back saying, welcome to LineCon!
God, it gave me flashbacks of I think it was 5 years ago where the line went to the bridge. Y'all remember that one?
Wasn't that last year?
No, it wasn't last year. It wasn't.
Was it 2 years? I could have sworn.
I remember there was 2016 Day Zero was particularly a nightmare because there was like a blackout or something, and all the computers shut down, so everyone was in line for about 6 hours. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I also remember.
Oh wait. PWO for Life says 2 years. So.
Gotcha. Wow.
I remember the AX last year where it was so hot that AX gave out free water.
Oh man.
I said no to cosplaying that year, except for cosplay wrestling. Unfortunately, my cosplay wrestling uniform was a turtleneck sweatshirt and overalls. And also, it was on the hottest day of the year, which was over about 108 degrees.
Ah, Christ.
That was insane. I was in shorts and shirt, and I was there, and it still was hot. I was at the Kingdom Hearts gathering, and I was so.
Oh, those poor people.
I know they're in
Yeah,
full black
thank you.
leather outfits. I feel so bad for them. I was like, how?
Yeah.
Hey, I also want to talk about the gatherings real quick. Now,
Okay.
both of you, Eric, you were at the Aelita gathering, and definitely
Yes. The official 20th Century Fox sponsored Alita Gathering, yeah.
Yes,
Oh, dope.
I want to hear stories about that. But you were also at the DMC gathering, and one thing I
Yeah.
want to say about the gatherings is,
Mhm.
I don't know who the hell picked these locations, because normally a gathering looks like in an open area.
Yeah,
some
that
sort of
was...
some sort of like at the stairs and stuff. Like, the My Hero Academia panel, gathering was at a sidewalk. Sidewalk.
Yeah, it was a big mess for the Alita Gathering because it said it was going to be at Gathering Site 2. And on the map and on the app, all the description said, okay, it's going to be outside of West Hall on the stairs. But I go there and the stairs are like blocked off because of some like e-gaming truck is there instead. And it turns out they moved the gathering spot to past the badge check-in area, so like you would have to have a badge to go to this gathering, which usually that's not the case for gatherings. And it was I kid you not, just where the line for, I believe, Hall B in the West Hall lines up. So it was literally like just in a line full of people was this new gathering spot. And it was pretty lackluster, although we did end up migrating to on Pico Street. There was a really beautiful Alita mural, which actually had this really cool AR technology. You could kind of scan the QR code and suddenly the whole mural would change on your phone. Amazing stuff. But we ended up going there to have like the full gathering, and Fox actually filmed it and was taking photos, and apparently we're going to be like on IGN or something for promoting the movie's release on Blu-ray.
Are you eating on camera?
Yeah, I mean, I
just wanted to make sure, so I wasn't going crazy.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
I have no shame in that. Continue.
No shame. Yeah.
Oh man, Daniel-san points out he remembers waiting outside for the JoJo panel in 104-degree heat, and JoJo fans, you know how their outfits are, and
it's insane.
Well, for me, what always kind of irked me about the AX gatherings is I'm used to gatherings at ALA where they're somewhat in not commonly used areas, so that you could easily differentiate the gathering group of people from the normal group of people, and you couldn't really do that at AX. It's just a sea of people in the next to the other sea of people.
I mean, thankfully the JoJo gathering was in a more free area. It was in the kind of plaza in between the South Hall and the Staples Center. Unfortunately, this JoJo gathering might have been the largest I've ever seen, and it was just a sea of people, and like even that big spot was not enough, frankly. It's just overwhelming. I mean, I remember being a JoJo fan since like 2011, and I remember going to conventions like even in 2013 when the anime was airing, looking for any JoJo, and just wasn't a presence there. And now for the past 2 years, I think at Anime Expo, it's been in the biggest hall in the room, and that's just mind-blowing.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about the big question. But before that, Anthony, you said that there was a question submitted to us on Anchor.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
So for those who are wondering, I was asking for anybody to ask any questions to our Anchor page. And yes, we did get a question. I'm just going to refresh here just to make sure that we didn't get any new ones. Okay.
While you're refreshing that, can you explain to everybody how this works and what exactly this is?
So basically, on our podcast page through Anchor, which I will go ahead and put that link back in the chat, right there. So there will be a page on the front page. You can send a voice message and an audio message to us. Of any question you want to ask us, And by doing so, we will play them here live on the podcast.
All right.
Very
So
cool.
we haven't heard this question before.
Right.
Anthony, you did screening, right? They're not going to like say a bunch of racist stuff.
No, this is the same one I had you guys hear before.
Shut up! You ain't supposed to know the question.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, so technically, I have heard the question before, but I didn't really process it. So it's like I'm hearing it for the first time.
Right. All right, so here is the question.
All right, let's listen in.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Nina Fox here. Just wanted to know what you guys think are some of the pros and cons of having a large amount of first timers in the audience.
That's a really good question. Hey,
Yeah,
thank you,
it
Nina.
is.
Thank you, Nina Fox, if you're listening. You have now the great honor of being the first question read by our team ever.
Yeah. Woo.
Woo. Okay. I never really considered the pros and cons of the audience. Well, definitely, I want to say one of the pros of having a lot of first timers in the audience is that it means that our product is being seen by more people.
Of course.
It's evidence that we are not playing to the same 30, 40, 100 people, and always new people are great. They bring in their perspectives. They bring in a new energy. The cons, I would say there are two cons. One is some new people are expecting wrestling, and they usually see themselves out in the first 5 or 10 minutes. The other one, it's not really a con, and we say this backstage, is that new people are too polite.
Yeah, they are.
Now, when we say too polite, we don't mean please and thank you. What we mean is when you enter the Cosplay Wrestling Federation, we do not play by the same rules as normal panels. As in normally in a panel, we follow the general rule of politeness that we are socially conditioned to. When someone talks, you shut up. You only provide feedback when you are asked for it, and you're polite. CWF, we don't want that stuff. So a lot of the time, when you get a crowd of new people, they don't know how to properly uncork. You know, they won't cheer unless you say, "Who wants to see me win?" Woo! And as such, the energy of the room is not as rancorous as a more experienced show. And most of the time, this comes with practice. I remember Jill, my girlfriend, brought one of her friends over, and I was playing heel, and he's like, "Hey, can I call your boyfriend a piece of shit?" You're like, "Yes, you could call him a piece of shit. He's a bad guy. Just don't say anything racist or make fun of his weight. Just and I get it because you're not. It feels weird to yell at somebody you don't know in a panel in a public setting because that's grounds to get you thrown out. If I was at a guest of honor panel, I'd go, your manga sucks. They'd pull my badge.
Yeah, and then definitely just everybody's trained to whatever panel they attend. Everybody's trained to guest is talking, I must stay quiet. I raise my hand or
as it should be. All right, as it should be. For anyone listening, you please still be polite during other people's panels.
Exactly.
Of course. Yeah.
And that's kind of how it is when it comes to new people coming into a CWF show. It's like they are very trained in that way. So for them to suddenly break out to say like, "Oh, I can now talk when they're talking, or I can shout stuff," cool. But it obviously takes time for people to kind of recognize it. It is also interesting to see different cities kind of adapt this. I realize Anime LA, Anime Expo fans are kind of quiet or like more polite than other cities that we've been to. Fanime in general, it's just like they will go in hard. They don't care.
Yeah, actually, my first show was Fanime 2016, first that I saw, and I'm a new guy and I'm not familiar with this. I just see cosplay wrestling. And, I mean, I got used to the idea that there was no pretty quick because I like comedy shows. But just the energy in the Fanime crowd was just insane. And it was easy for me at least to get swept up in it, but I understand maybe there's a difference with the LA crowd. I don't really know why. I don't know the logistics behind it. That's interesting to think. I didn't ever really consider that.
Well, I think it helps that Fanime is a lot more of a boisterous event compared to Anime Expo, which is more of industry and event focus.
Right, yeah.
So the more boisterous people, the people who come to Fanime are more likely there to hang out, socialize, party,
Right.
and do stuff, while the people who come to Anime Expo are there for guests, swag, merch, exclusives, and stuff. Let's go ahead and check the green room real quick. I'm gonna move the thing over. Mexico Taco writes, people gotta learn to let loose. Honestly, it felt like the newer people weren't familiar with heels or faces. Mr. Satan writes, I think one of the points is that some more promo material has actual wrestling. Also, we heavily promoted the chair shot video at AX social circles. So new people who have only been exposed to that small sample of what we can do leads to the confusion.
That's an excellent.
A very excellent point. Raikikoen, right? I hope I said your name right. Raikikoen writes, not everyone knows the wrestling culture and the difference between a heel and a face. And that's very good, because not only are we asking people to talk out of turn, we're asking people to boo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't normally boo during a panel.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as Virgil, I was hoping to get more boos, and I don't know if that plays into the idea of that crowds are too polite or not, but people think that just a boo means you're disrespectful. But if you're a heel, or trying to be a heel at least, you want those boos. You live off of that. Wrestling's all about the reaction, positive or not.
Thank you. That was a great question. We talked quite some time. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty.
Oh yeah.
AX. I'm going to ask the chat real quick. Who, if you weren't a performer, so Daniel and Mr. Satan, you don't need to put in. If you weren't a performer, please type in the chat something that says you watched it live.
Either, I'm assuming either they're at the event live itself, or watching on Twitch.
Oh, at the event in person.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. And it's got to take a minute here for people to
respond. It's going to take a minute, but overall, let's ask your overall thoughts. Let's start with Eric. How'd you feel about the show overall?
Oh, I thought it was
compared
fantastic.
To last time you were Tennis Tyrants.
Well, I mean, the room was just such a massive upgrade, not only in terms of the capacity, but just the technology we had. All the cameras, the different angles. I loved all of that. I mean, I was looking at the Twitch chat, the Twitch stream, and I was looking at the wrestlers on display on screen. And I thought, wow, this looks like a real wrestling.
Oh shoot, Anthony, you're so slick. That is so awesome.
No, keep talking. Don't worry about me.
I know. Anchor.
Yeah, I mean,
and to the Twitch stream,
the way that the lights changed, kind of matching the people. I mean, I think Al Gore had red, white, and blue. I think Virgil had blue as well. Just those little touches were so great, and it really I hope that that's a good sign for what's in store for us at AX. No more 403 AB.
we were at the 403 originally until I raised the stank.
Yeah.
So that's why I still staff. That's why I still staff. Okay. But Anthony, how about you?
Through a production aspect, the tech crew there did a fantastic job. I love the fact that, like you saw in that clip a minute ago, they actually coordinated the colors in the background to match the color scheme that the wrestlers going up. I think was awesome. It definitely fit the mood. I love that the more the show went on, the more they started to recognize this is actually a kind of wrestling show, or a pseudo wrestling show. So they got shots of people holding up the signs, getting reactions of people in the crowd. At one point, the person that's on the side, up near the front, actually came over to where the entrance or the middle aisle. He was right next to Sam as Billy Mays came in to do his entrance, and able to get down on that angle, so able to get a good upshot, a la WWE style. It was really cool. They were digging it and they loved it, and man, that's what I wanted to happen in the future. Right,
Yeah.
pie in the sky. That's what I want to happen. As far as like how exactly a CWF show with all the bells and whistles, that would be it. A prime example.
Oh my god, yeah. I can't echo that enough. Where AX, it looks like the CWF we always dreamed of, and not because of the big room, but we were grateful of the big room.
Absolutely.
It's just, for the longest time, we always wanted a Cosplay Wrestling Federation to really to look as big as we presented, and that was amazing. Daniel told me how right before his entrance, they took a camera and said, "Hey, can you walk a little bit slowly so we could just follow you through the crowd?" And the staff there said, if we're there next year, that they will get longer cords so they could follow us onto the stage and get really close in our faces.
Yeah.
I'm still gushing over how good everything looked. And Eric, you had that really good photo of you in Skeletor's face.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was great.
I love that. Love that shot.
Yeah.
One of my good friends got that shot.
Mm-hmm. The other thing too I want to add on, just as the show overall, like I think that everything went smoothly. I think that everybody did what they needed to do. The show itself was fun. I was having a blast, just up there in the front. Not only I'm monitoring the stream, but just like as a fan, because as I said this before, like as somebody who is part of the media team on the CWF, I'm still very much a big fan of the show. So being up there and just seeing the entire show kind of unfold is just always a pleasure, and it was fun. And I can't lie, Eric, like I was actually kind of root for you, man. Like your virtual outfit was great. Like the way you voiced your character, trying to match like that of the game.
Tough.
Like
that was very tough. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it was good. It added a lot to it. So like a part of me was like, oh man, Skeletor's probably gonna win it. But the part of me is like, man, I wish Virgil goes far because it's really good. So
I remember at the judges table because backstage a lot of the wrestlers would work together, and Eric and I were workshopping this character, and Eric came up to me and was like, okay, hey, I'm gonna play Virgil but as a super weeaboo. I'm like, okay, I wasn't expecting that. And I personally have this philosophy where even if I don't get it, right? If I don't see the appeal or I don't understand something, I'm going to run with the first instinct of whatever the performer has, because they probably know something that I don't. And I'm so glad I was like, I'm so glad I did that. I didn't execute executive order, because it's a really interesting character choice. For those who didn't watch the show, Eric played Virgil from Devil May Cry very seriously. Went to great lengths to mimic his voice from the game, but he played Virgil as a super weeaboo. So it's not like I am the best brother because I am my skills are the best. It's I am the best brother because I understand the true art and dignity of the Japanese culture.
it was great.
Yeah, I basically went with that angle because I previously did a similar stone-faced serious guy at Anime California when I did John Wick, and I just did not have fun with that character because he's too serious, and he's most powerful when he's not talking. Virgil is similarly very stone-faced, although he has moments in the games where he'll just say something or so cheesy or just stupid, but with such seriousness. And I just kind of wanted to capitalize on that, this really deadpan, but yet still over-the-top delivery. So I thought, well, if he was an over-the-top weeaboo, but firmly believed that he was Japanese, despite clearly not being beyond just having a katana, I thought was just a really funny idea.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It was good. I loved it.
I think the strength of this character is it's as you said, there is something I like to call in performance straight comedy or serious comedy. I was actually introduced to the concept in Bakuman, the manga about the artists, the kids who want to make a manga.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, where the comedy isn't in what you say. Normally in comedy, you say something really dumb and it's funny. But more so, it's you say something really dumb very seriously.
Yes.
The comedy comes from that mismatch of, do you hear yourself talk, bro? and
Yes.
there was this great bit I want to talk about where when you came back to the stage, you decided to do the Naruto run.
That was great. That was awesome.
The heretic says, "Would you say Virgil is a fedora tipper?" Very funny because actually in the DMC reboot, he does wear a fedora.
He
So-
does.
And that was one thing. Eric did ask, "Hey, should I wear the fedora?" And we kind of said, "Let's go ahead and make an accurate version of Virgil before we put in the other elements." But yeah, if he was DMC Virgil, he would have probably gotten booed more.
Well, it'd be fun to have a DMC Dante, actually.
Oh god, it'd be so
It-
hilarious.
Imagine if he, in his entrance, he had the white wig, turns around, and just flicks it off. Immediately, those
years.
those cheers instantly would turn into boos and would make for a great heel.
God, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. Man, somebody make it happen.
No.
Yes.
that would kill real. That would kill real. Like crazy Uncle Dante.
Yeah, well, one of the big reasons why I wanted to do Virgil is because I always thought Devil May Cry had such a rich, colorful cast of characters that I frankly am surprised we never had a Dante. And I'm kind of hoping with Virgil being in the mix, like it would kind of inspire someone to come up as a really good Dante. You know,
Or that green room, if you are looking for a character in CWF, and if you could play the right amount of cheese, be Dante.
Man. I
Okay.
wanted it to happen so bad.
All right, real quick, which Dante would you want if you could pick any Dante to be in CWF?
well, 3 I think is kind of oversaturated, but it's the best personality. Although I think 5 would be very fun because he's got that kind of old baby boomer type aesthetic. And there could be, like, I think of Mark Soldier 76 type of situation, although it played much more like a face in the case of Dante. Because I was kind of doing that in the beginning with Virgil. I found a can of Monster on the ground, and I thought, oh, wouldn't it be funny if I'm doing this kind of katana cleaning thing, but as I'm doing that, I'm chugging this monster and crush it. So I did actually do that, and that was fun.
Nice.
And I could just see a Virgil and a Dante having these kind of dad jokes together as these two really old, out of touch, formerly very cool people.
We knew anime, and then we got old.
Japanimation.
Japanimation. Yellow subtitles.
Because both characters have been stuck in hell for a long time, and they come out, and the world's kind of changed around them. You know, there's some good comedy there, kind of fish out of water stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to say, like, my first reflex is 3, just because that's Dante at his cockiness. But 4, and I mean this the very best way possible, is where Dante gets lame. And it's
That's when he becomes the uncle, you know?
Yeah, that's what. No, but I love him because he's lame and dumb.
Yeah.
And it's like this weird paradoxical thing where the more you act uncool, the cooler you are.
Yeah.
And I mean, the freaking Shakespearean soliloquy.
Yeah,
moment.
you have that. You have the rose. You have a lot of great. You have the stupid cowboy boots.
And you got the come on, Fido, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah, I could definitely see that.
Okay, Mexican Otaku writes, I've been meaning to ask, how would someone, moving the window so I don't cream my neck, how would someone go about submitting a character to potentially be in an upcoming show? Wow. Yes, we actually put out signups for everyone listening every show. If you follow us on social media on Cosplay Wrestling Federation, do that first. Every time we have a new show, we put up a link to a Google form that you fill out and you submit to the team. We evaluate it and then we contact you, and from there we we work on the idea. We get some other people to look at it, so then you enter the show. A lot of our people, Eric included, were people who watched the show, then found the link and filled it out, and then entered the show, and then were too stupid not to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. What would you say would be the best kind of show to debut at?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would always say, first off, if you're in California, you have a lot more opportunities. I'll tell you what the worst show to debut at it's
Fanime.
Fanime.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
I'm not saying don't.
100%.
I'm not saying don't. Marco Mania debuted. He did great. Sailor Moon debuted. She did
Oh, yeah,
amazing.
Sailor Moon's fantastic.
Princess Leia debuted, and she won the championship.
Yeah.
If you're in NorCal, I would say you want to hit up the blackout shows, such as our shows at UC Davis, our show at MagWest. Not necessarily the Sac Anime show because that's getting really complicated with all the storytelling. We also had the boat show on the USS Hornet. If you want to pick a main show, I would say LA.
I was thinking
LA.
that too. Yeah.
LA they're very friendly.
Mhm.
It's our birth con. It's after a 6-month drought, so any CWF is good CWF for these people. You could literally fall asleep during your promo, and the crowd will probably cheer for you.
Anime California's another good one. David
Yeah.
says in chat.
Anime California is great. I actually considered Anime California the most important show last year from the team.
Really?
Yeah, because if you look at Anime California, it was like our Young Lions tournament in New Japan, where we had a lot of new talent debut. We had Shai, Lamar, Christina. We also had Daniel. I mean, we had Robert and Daniel run the show. So
Right,
it was just a lot of new people. And that's where you debuted, Eric, as a singles competitor.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of new things being experimented, and literally everyone was like, "It's a small show, F it, I'll just do whatever." And it's kind of that flippant spirit is something we don't want to lose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Reese, like I said, you should. I'm not saying you shouldn't. And Reese, you did debut at Fanime.
When you have the talents, you can easily do a big show because you could turn that lack of expectations against you. You know, like for example, John Cena's Ruthless Aggression debut. You know, what a way to introduce someone. So if you're confident enough, go for it because you can really make it work in your favor.
It's also what makes Fanime difficult is since Fanime is such a popular con for the performers, everyone submits. And as such, I'm more likely to cut entries. It hurts, but I can't take everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me go ahead and read a quick comment before it gets buried in the green room. Sasquatch 805 says, "Wanted to say you guys did an amazing show. Everything in a new and bigger venue. The crowd was electrifying. Can't wait to see you guys again the next AX. The Milk Crew will be back, and again, thanks for putting on a great show." I think I remember you guys. Didn't you take a photo with Mr. Satan? Regardless, thank you for listening, and thank you for the wonderful comment.
And Sasquatch is saying that we might audition for ALA as the Milk Crew stable.
Nice.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Making dreams happen.
So, overall, we walked away with the show really positive, but that wasn't the only noteworthy thing that happened during the show. This was it had a weird energy. And weird in a good way, because we had the family segment, we only had 2 pure baby faces in, which were Phoenix Wright and Billy Mays, who went on to go to the finals. And more interesting, this was our Fanime with the most, our performance with the most technical transitions, because we had 2 videos.
That's true. Yes, we did have 2 videos as intros for.
We had 2. We had the Billy Mays Titantron. We had the Phoenix Wright video. We had Robert's slideshow, and then we always had to make sure to cut back and forth with the graphics. And this was something our team was really nervous about because we never did a room in the platinum. We didn't know if we could run our own tech, and so we were crazy nervous. Actually, we were crazy nervous to begin with, especially when Eric said, "Hey, Otomo."
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, the room that we were in and the time, it was the same room right after Katsuhiro Otomo, creator of Akira, had his panel. So that's like, wow. Okay.
It's wow, and a lot of things ran through our head, like, hey, what if people who were in the Otomo panel can't get into CWF, Or what if people spend all their day waiting for a Tomo that they don't go into? Hell, this was day one. It was really weird to be on day one of AX.
Yeah.
Relatively early.
Yeah.
So we didn't even know if people would show up.
Yeah.
I had a pretty good feeling that the people will show up, partly because a lot of people scheduled us in the AX app, so that
but that's like people saying that they're going to come to your Facebook event.
Still though, I mean, like,
it's
even
still showing people are interested.
Yeah,
around that way.
It's still people showing interest, and at least a quarter of that will come most of the time. But like, yeah, I think, you're right for feeling that way, G. Like, it's day one. You saw how long the lines were just trying to get in. Like, are people ever going to come to the JW Marriott to go to the show? And they proved to come by. And I think what surprised me the most about it is just that the fact that we were able to fill up the room to like 2/3 of it. Not all the way, but a good amount. And
I think we could have filled the room if it wasn't for a lot of people approached me, a lot of my friends, saying they couldn't get in because they didn't have the wristbands.
Yeah, the wristband really messed with people.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
And it didn't help there was no wristband station in the JW.
Yeah,
I noticed that too. What the hell?
That was very frustrating, yeah.
For those who didn't go to AX, I know we're saying this a lot, but I never like to assume that everyone who's listening was at the con. In order to do an 18 plus event, you had to go get a wristband, and if you didn't have a wristband, tough luck. You couldn't just flash your ID. It's like wristband or go home.
I don't understand why they can't accept the ID, I just don't. The wristband, like, I get it, you can just, but I don't see why you can't exclude the other four,
and
personally.
I don't know. The security has always been a big problem at AX, as in security checks, not enforcing security. It's, I mean, in a perfect world, Fanime just checks IDs.
Right. And we may not know, as far as like what behind the scenes decision making came to that. But for a show that we did on day one, with everything that's happening on that day at Anime Expo, which seems it seems in the outset everything was going wrong for Anime Expo.
It was.
We still drew in a pretty good amount of people for the show,
regardless. It was because we weren't in the convention center.
That is very true. But still, regardless, like for day one and for what happened that day, and still get that amount, like that's still a huge accomplishment.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do want to talk about why I was extra nervous, an extra layer. For those of you who know and follow us, for at least 4 years, we've been in the same small room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's 406 live program LP3, maybe they changed the names. Point is, we always get small rooms, and every year I request a bigger room, and they don't give it to us. And it got to the point where we turned away more people that got in. Yeah. And now we get a bigger room. So this is like our first time to get a bigger room, but it was a huge jump. The old room could sit about 200, and this one could go 800. So it's 4 times our size. It's day one. And it was pretty much do or die for the CWF.
Yeah.
We all knew if we could not draw in the people, we would lose any cred in asking for a bigger room.
Yeah. And the fact that we filled it up as much as we did, like, this is sincere thank you for everyone,
Yeah.
You really saved us at Anime Expo.
You really saved us. You showed Anime Expo, especially industry first Anime Expo, that we are worth that big room. Because that's not cheap to rent.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was definitely keeping an eye on how many people have scheduled us in the app as well, just to see like how many people were interested in the show. And when I realized that we were up until like the low 60s, like almost mid 50s, beating out, quote unquote, these other things happening throughout the weekend, or other big events that were happening, it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes, and people showing up to the show and talking about it like that. It speaks a lot of volumes from the fans to the Anime Expo. Know like, hey, this is something that is homegrown. It's something that has been around for quite some time, and it shows that there's an audience out there.
Yeah. I want to join in with Eric's gratitude, team. Thank you. We can't stress it enough. All our viewers, you saved us. You saved us hardcore.
Yes.
And as long as everything is in place, wait, that wasn't even wood. There we go. We're not moving. This is a fantastic room to be in. The AV staff loved us.
Oh yes.
Yeah, they were great. They were fantastic.
If it's the
And
same,
I heard.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I heard we had, and I don't know if I can take pride in this. It honestly is kind of disheartening. I heard we had more people than Katsuhiro Otomo. That's
cool, but sad at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I heard that number too. Lamar, who was in my department, spoke to AV and said that we drew and retained more people than Otomo. Now, I don't have any numbers.
I mean,
to verify that.
I was at the Otomo panel beforehand, and I could definitely see. I think we did, in fact, have more people.
I mean, that's great. But
great for us, but
yeah,
it's Otomo, one of the most important legendary people in anime, and he couldn't even get a full room. It's
well. To be fair, again, if everything was happening at Anime Expo with the lines and everybody just trying to get in, like it was. And as we said earlier, like people were trying to watch the Titmouse panel, like only 5 people came because of the lines. So it's very much, I feel like he would have gotten more people, but because of situations happening the entire day Anime Expo, I feel like it would have been difficult.
Yeah, see, someone just wrote that. The Heretic 24779 writes, don't forget, some people were still in line at the time of Otomo's panel. Others gave up and went home.
Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
AX is rough. You gotta, for those wanting to go to AX, plan.
Absolutely.
Plan.
Yeah.
Hey,
get the AX app.
Can we talk about the AX app? I want to talk about the AX app.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
AX app was godlike.
Oh yeah, it was a lifesaver for me. Absolutely. They even had the cosplay gathering edition, which although it came in a little too late for to be like really great, but it was still there when I needed it.
It's a free app, and I really like how more conventions are posting either on apps or on. I think ALA is on Guidebook.
Oh, really?
I believe so. I believe so. This is the last time I used it was on Guidebook.
The app is amazing. You could scroll through the events. You can search it. You could then make your own schedule.
Yeah.
I remember when I was younger, I would have index cards, and every day I would write what I would do. And this does it for me. And even better, if there's a schedule, like a schedule change, like your panel's canceled, it will it will send a notification in your phone like, hey, something's happening right now. Go.
Yeah.
Okay. Personal highlights of the show for you guys.
Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna just say it. Robert's South Park characters are always just so on point and just hilarious. And Al Gore did not disappoint. I was really afraid he wasn't going to make it through round 1. Not because he's not talented, he is, but I thought this character this time was just so strange and unexpected, but it made me very happy he went to the semifinals.
It's so strange, and he doesn't talk or even bill himself as a wrestler. It's like,
yeah,
I'm gonna fight Man Bear Pig, but
the crowd was eating it up though. That's the best part.
Absolutely. USA.
Were they eating it up like cereal?
Ha ha ha!
I'm very happy Robert used our cereal experiments lane.
Oh yeah, that was
we came up with.
We were all
meeting.
spitballing. We were in a chat spitballing, and I said, "Hey, Al Gore's favorite anime is Cereal Experiments Lane," and then we all died. And he used it, and it got over so hard.
Yeah. Also, just man, Daniel is so talented, and the part where he just burned all of us in the semifinals.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, people still call me Inuyasha now.
Wait, like they came up to you and said Inuyasha?
Yeah, Inuyasha, take a photo with me. And Daniel doing Al Gore's voice better than even Robert. And that was like, wow, like he is so multi-talented. The sniffing noises he did for Spicy Burrito just cracked me up, and he's a very, very wholesome, talented guy.
I think what makes Skeletor work, one of the X factors of the character, is because it's a costume suit, a full costume suit.
Mm-hmm.
It appears less of an interpretation of the character and more of you could just see
there.
Skeletor. Yeah, he's there. He's there. It's like Deadpool.
Yeah.
Where you look at all of us, and although we all look amazing, we in the back of your mind, you know, these are people in costumes. But you see Skeletor, it's a lot easier to buy into the illusion, especially since Daniel opted for a mask that has the mouth move.
Yeah, that is insane. You know, my parents watched the stream and they were like texting me. They were like, "Oh my god, like how do you do that?"
the magical wonders of cosplay. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Anthony?
Was that? Wait, I just want to ask. Like, was that something that Daniel custom did, or was that like part of the suit,
Daniel
you know?
said he had to look for the mask.
Okay.
Originally, there was this. It was just
Like a paper plate. Yeah.
Yeah, plastic
They called
skeleton
it.
mask that looked. Doesn't look good.
Okay.
But he made it work. As far as for me, like highlights of the show, I mean, like again, coming back to the AV team, just kind of recognizing the situation and just like really get into it. Like that was something I was like, that's like, oh, it's awesome. But I have to give a special shout out to Spicy Burrito.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit, that was great.
That was.
I was in that car when this entire idea was made with me, Daniel, and Jeremy. And I'm sitting back there thinking, what am I listening to?
Spicy Burrito was conceived in iguanas during Fanime, where Jaime ordered a giant
I
burrito,
think it was 2 feet long, right?
2 feet long, and somebody said, "Hey, what if you held it like a cat and like a Bond villain?" And then it just spiraled into that, into the madness that is Spicy Burrito.
Yes, it was
And
great.
his promo video, man. A perfect introduction.
Oh my god, it was so good. And I speak that also. I speak that also the fact that I am Mexican. So like some of the stuff that he says, like, oh, I get that because I'm that person.
Yeah.
Is it going to be, is Spicy Burrito's tag team partner like Modelo?
Yes. Oh my god.
It's Modelo time.
Yes.
Modelo time. Modelo.
Oh my god, it was so
my God.
good. I loved it. It was one of my favorite moments. Absolutely.
We had
Yeah.
to workshop Spicy Burrito a lot because it's the same philosophy as Virgil. We can never treat it like a joke. We have to treat it super serious, or
Super
else
cereal.
super serial. Or else it falls apart.
Yeah.
And I love the little touches, like how Wes had the oven mitts when he was holding Spicy Burrito.
Yes.
Man.
Yes. It's covered in silver, but it seeks gold. Oh god.
Unholy guacamole.
Holy, and his sour cream is low fat because he's watching his diet. Now, before I talk about my favorite highlight, I want to go ahead and take a quick commercial intermission. So I'm gonna go ahead. Turn to the right. Hey there. Hi, Cosplay Wrestling Federation. Just to let you know, our wonderful Cosplay Wrestling Federation goodness is supported by viewers like you in terms of t-shirt sales, pin sales, and of course, our Patreon, actually. There we go. Our Patreon. Now I'm switching cameras today. And you could donate to our Patreon, which Anthony will so generously put on the link. And we have a few Patreon rewards to take care of. You see, for the low price of $5 a month or more, not only are you delivering great money to great, amazing, original wrestling comedy content, you are also getting a shout out on the Cosplay Wrestling Federation during our podcast. So we'd like to thank the following patrons: Richard Cabling, Kaito, Jimmy Mai, Heather Ray, and Randon Grease. Thank you so much. Your
Thank
money goes a long way. It actually helps cover all the domain hosting fees.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Shout outs to you guys.
Shout out to all our
Yes, thank
patrons,
you
and if
so
you
much.
want to donate, we only our highest pledge is $10 a month. That is the same price as a WWE network, and we don't do shady deals with Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
Yeah, and what WWE Network program provides cost of wrestling? Oh wait, none of them. That's too bad.
Okay. Thank you. Now on to the podcast.
Yes.
As for me, uh, I have quite a few personal highlights. For me, it was the Billy Mays Titantron.
Oh yeah, that was good.
It was just such a feel good moment because for over a year, Jericho actually pitched the idea of Billy Mays last year at the character acting panel. And for him to go from just pitching the idea, hey, I'm going to do Billy Mays, to him in the finals with Skeletor, just really shows how far he's come. And that Titantron, holy shit. The minute it rolls, everyone's like, oh, and then the name drops of Billy Mays, and the crowd they go wild. It's that was the energy that we were missing. This at that moment, the show arrived. We were unglued. That's one of my favorites. Pop Team Epic is always they transcend. They break all laws of what makes a good promo.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I hear you.
They do stuff like they make asides, they cut a promo where they literally don't know who the champion is. They do the CM Punk.
Yeah, it was great.
the cross leg sit. They're such a really good unit, and people would ask, "Hey, why aren't they in the tag division?" I like to say that they work so well together that they could be a singles competitor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or maybe their characters don't even know that a tag division exists.
So that's one of my highlights. It was also really good seeing Madison, Peyton, and Matt back on stage as the family. When the twins kind of did that when they sat on the stage and then slid over in sync, and the crowd went wild. And oh my god, it's like the Iconics. I hate these women, but I love them.
I cannot wait for the ALA show. I want to see what exactly how the brothers respond.
Yeah, speaking of the family, they beat the shit out of me.
Oh yeah, that happened.
my front face flop is now becoming a signature because I've done it 3 times.
Well, yeah. what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, I guess.
I mean,
Yep,
there's so much. There's so much we could talk about. We could talk about Jared leaning into the second round, really embracing being a bad guy.
Yeah. That was an unexpected turn for him.
We could talk about Alex getting over and really putting over the objection on his butt.
Yeah. It was a good show. Like overall,
it was a good show. Is there anything else? Oh, I guess what happens next?
Good segue.
I guess what happens next is a good topic. Well, Anthony.
Yes.
You and I are going to be going on a flight to North Carolina.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Specifically to the Queen City Anime Convention.
In the Queen City. Did you just have that ready?
Yeah.
Oh,
I apologize in advance. My cat just...
Never apologize for your cats. Cats are beautiful angels, and I want to hug and pet every single one.
Same here. Hello, Eric's cat.
Now, oh, here, PWO for life. Where were the tag titles? Are they exclusively only to Con? Where will there be a tag division at a future CWF event? Yeah, we were actually playing around with the idea of the tag team division, but with AX being a very tight show, we wanted to really hammer it in. And hey there, cat.
Sorry about
It's okay. We really wanted to just focus on the show. There were a lot of things running against us, and we didn't want to overcomplicate things. The tag belts would probably because and we're already in discussion of what's going to happen. But let's go back to Queen City Anime Con, Anthony.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get that graphic back up again, please.
Absolutely.
So we are going to be at Queen City Anime Con. It's going to be our second event in the East Coast. It's really cool. We were actually approached by them thanks to a mutual contact, a mutual friend of Ellie Sailor Moon. Thank you very much for hooking us up. We through discussions, they were very generous enough to not only have us, but they're going to fly us. That we are having our flight and hotel paid for.
wow, that's
Yep. I've been waiting for this moment, and it's happening. It's awesome.
It's the second time. It's the third time a room has been paid for, and a second time. Wait. Yeah, third time hotel. Fourth time a hotel's been paid for, but second time a flight's been paid for. Spoiler alert: the people going over to Queen City Anime Con are myself, Anthony, who's covering for our media, Jaime, aka Spicy Burrito and Mr. Satan, and Justin, who's our Winter Soldier.
Nice.
We really wanted to focus on a well-rounded team, a team that also hasn't had the opportunity to really play outside of their centralized spheres, so we could really get them out. Already, applications have been submitted. Oh, Reagan and Bryce, Lupin and Jigen, also known as Star-Lord and Tuxedo Mask, and Shaggy, they're going to be in the team too. So we got a very healthy group of veterans. So if it was just us, which we hope not, we're gonna have a good show.
Absolutely. I like the fact that when this was announced in our group at first, Reagan was just like, I just moved from there. He's going back home essentially. Oh man, it's hilarious.
God, Reagan and Bryce they are always within a show or two for a new venue. We gotta give Reagan a name like the christening performer or the debut performer, because he always finds a way to help launch new shows. And it's gotten to the point where he's running a show in SoccerCon with Ian.
Yeah, it's cool. It's awesome.
It's really cool. The team. Oh my God! What's your cat's name, Eric?
oh sorry. His name's Blackstar after the David Bowie.
Not after Soul Eater?
No, not after Soul Eater.
I was about to say, because I love Black Star from Soul Eater. That's cute.
Okay, but back to Queen City Anime Con. It's a really interesting opportunity. We're going to be performing Sunday afternoon, so it's toward the end of the con. But hey, we're there. We're gonna kick butt, and hopefully we'll get some good barbecue.
Definitely. I mean, it's going to be an interesting trip for me because I am going to be getting there. I think a red eye. Am I taking? I gotta look at the thing. But man, my East Coast West Coast trip, my sleep patterns are going to be so off for about a good couple of days afterwards.
Yo, man, I did the red eye to Florida and I did the red eye to MagFest. I actually prefer red eyes.
Interesting. Huh. Okay. I did it once recently, but it was on a bus, so it wasn't the best experience. But I should be okay with this one. I think my first time going to North Carolina, actually, so a lot of new experiences for a lot of us.
But in addition to that, we're still waiting for Anime California.
Yeah.
We got Mag West in the pipe. Mag West is going to happen, period.
Okay.
Period. as department head of MagWest, yes, that's 2 conventions I work at, people. It's gonna get let in. Yes, I know it sounds like nepotism, but we also do good work. And cross your fingers. Right? Nothing official. Nothing official. But we would really like to be at Crunchyroll Expo.
Yes.
If you're watching this or you're listening to this podcast, please tweet at them that you want CWF at Crunchyroll.
Yes, if any of our fans are listening, please mention them on social media. Let them know, hey, we would love to see Cosplay Wrestling Federation. A good chunk of the team is in NorCal, and we have several SoCal people, including Daniel, aka Skeletor, say that they will come up if we were accepted.
Absolutely. They're also. Oh, go ahead.
No, with Crunchyroll not having fan panels, this is our only way, is for us to really ask and beg.
Yeah, it'd be really cool to get in. It's also in the same location as Fanime, so
Yeah, it's also the same location, and the fact that we just killed it at AX and double killed it at Fanime, well, we're on a hot streak.
Oh yeah, we're 2 for 2 right now. Let's make it 3 for 3. I'm excited. Let's go.
Oh man.
Yeah, just give us your energy.
Yes, give us your energy. Give us your energy. Crunchyroll's been really hitting the marketing hard, and we wanna be there at ground floor.
Agreed. We want to be there. We want to bring the hype to Crunchyroll.
We want special guests at Crunchyroll Expo, Junji Ito, to show up, do some promo art for us.
We're gonna go ahead and leave a bunch of spirals around the car.
Yeah. Oh man, I would be. Yeah, I'm excited. I hope it happens. I really do. But yeah, like definitely when you get the chance, tweet at them, contact them via social media, any sorts, and let them know. Like, hey, we want CWF at Crunchyroll Expo. That'd be awesome. Be super cool.
And we're cheap.
Don't tell them that. Now we're gonna. Now you just gave them all the leverage, G.
Really?
And later on in the year, there's HentaiCon, right?
Yes, HentaiCon.
Yes, I'm gonna try and make that because
we haven't been approached just yet.
Okay.
I should ask. We were there last year. We did fantastic, and if anything, I'd like to pick up the discussions. So there you have it. There's a lot of low-key announcements that we haven't made. I mean, typically I only post on social media when we're confirmed for something. So remember, most of these are in the pipe. I mean, they're not even in the pipe. They're standing on the pipe and waiting to hit down.
We're basically Mario right now. We're standing on top of the pipe. We've yet to push the down button on the controller to go down. To go to whatever level it is.
Daniel-san says maybe make like a 2 to 3 minute clip of our Fanime and AX shows, the best one-liners, some of the best entrances such as Billy Mays, Chance, just to kind of
already done.
Get the hype.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We have that video already set up. Just send it.
It's 2 minutes. It's actually 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's been shared. That's all I could say. It's been shared. Just wait. Hopefully the higher ups. So please. Heck, we might even make this a social media post. I don't know.
Possibly.
Hey, do you hear that? Reese is saying, I'd love to.
Oh, man. Our very own Undertaker coming back. Dio is our Undertaker, pretty much. Performs once or twice a year.
Oh, okay. I was like confused there for a second there.
Has come back from the dead.
Okay.
I wonder what tricks he has up his sleeve to come back once more.
Yeah.
Dio, that is.
Definitely. Awesome. Well, I'd like to add in, as always, if anybody who is interested to be in part of the Cosplay Wrestling Federation, most of the stuff we do is all performance. You don't need to do anything physical, even though we do some from time to time.
The most physical thing you got to do is talk.
Mm-hmm. if you can talk, I'm gonna take your words out of your mouth, G. But if you can talk, you can perform. You can be in CWF. Pretty much.
We'll hold the microphone for you.
We didn't we do that for Robert? For
Yes, we
freaky
did.
Freaky fish guy. That was great. That was awesome.
And Robert's freaky fish guy, unbelievable.
Yeah, rip the fish.
Now, I think we're gonna go ahead and we're reaching the end.
Mm-hmm.
We're reaching the end. Eric, it was fantastic having you here.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was great to be here. New experience for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I stole this bit from the Quality Goods podcast. So,
Oh, okay.
gentlemen, is there anything of quality you like to promote or share to our users?
Of any.
Something you've been reading, something you've been following.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I have a couple. Today,
Go ahead.
actually, I just started because I saw, well, Vinland Saga was recommended actually by Reese to me. So I started watching, the first 3 episodes are out on Amazon. I watched the first 2, and it's fantastic. I mean, if you're salty about the Berserk anime that just happened, Vinland Saga is the way you mix 2D with 3D anime. I think it's going to be a great stepping stone for technology in the industry. The other thing that I just started, because of its presence at AX, was Dr. Stone, which was not what I was expecting, and
We were
it
kind
is
of making fun of that banner because it looked like a bong.
I was saying the same thing too.
Dr. Stone is just so strange for a Shonen Jump serialization, and just give it a shot. And I'm really excited to see. It's pretty strange and unique, and I'm always down for that. So yeah, it's what I would promote.
What about you, Anthony?
So for me, and I'll save my other things for later on or when we're about to go because shameless plug. But outside of that, I think I like to promote is Games Done Quick. They recently ended their week-long summer Twitch stream, raising money for Doctors Without Borders, of speedrunners playing through various speedrunning games. And this year was particularly special because they raised over $3 million.
Digit million?
Three-
Six zeros?
$3 million, yes.
Just playing video games fast.
Yes, it was insane, especially toward the very end when they're playing Chrono Trigger. The people in chat were donating like crazy. The number was going up. It was really insane. It was a really special time. I definitely suggest if you've not seen any of the speedruns from Games Done Quick from, I'm going to say last week or 2 weeks ago, of Summer Games Done Quick, definitely check it out. There's a lot of awesome games on there that have speedrun. I still need to go back and watch some of the other runs I missed out on. And it's really cool. It's really awesome. I watch every year, and it's always a fun time. So that's my shout out.
I just watched the Games Done Quick from this year on Punch Out for Wii.
Oh, that was epic. That was legendary. Holy shit. That was good. I love that one.
Okay, for me, I have a weird one. Because, I don't know, for those of you who are listening and who don't know, I'm a huge theme park mark. I love it. And, of course, one of my favorite channels on YouTube is Defunctland with Kevin.
Great channel.
But there's this new channel I found. Well, it's not new, but it's new to me. And it's called Theme Park Worldwide, where this guy goes through theme parks, but he's in Europe.
Okay.
Huh.
And he's currently doing a theme park road trip across the United States, and it's amazing because he has his GoPro and he turns around and he walks through the entire park. And he does every coaster and he tells every dark ride, the shows, and it's like you're there. And for someone like me who really likes looking at theme parks, especially with how amazing European theme parks are, I get to really see them up close. Yes.
I'm gonna
real
check
quick,
that out.
real quick. For all of the defunct. Hi there, guys. This is Kevin Purge, and this is Defunctland. Today we're going to talk about Michael Eisner doing something really dumb. So why did it fail? That's like Kevin Purge voice.
That's really good. One last thing, and this kind of goes into Daniel-san asked like at the beginning of the stream, and I'm sorry I didn't address it. He was asking me how the premiere was because I went to the premiere of that at Anime Expo. It's Trigger's new movie from the creator of Kill la Kill and Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
Was anyone else there?
I wish I was there for that, but I was not.
Oh. I thought it was okay. If you're a Trigger fan, if you're a fan of his name, if you're a fan of his works, you will really like it. It's got many, many callbacks, login, and I kind of wanted it to be its own thing, but if you like that, you'll definitely. So
Cool.
that comes out in September, mid-September, I think. So Daniel-san, there you go.
Nice.
I do recommend it. It is a fun time. I just wish it was a bit more its own.
Finally, you two, is there anything you want to plug of yourselves?
Ooh.
Well, you got that new Twitter page, Eric.
I do, yes, actually. Okay, so I saw that people are having fun on Twitter with their CWF characters, and I thought, oh, Virgil is such a shit talker. It'd be fun to carry that over onto Twitter. So I did make a Twitter account for that. You can follow him at... let me load the page. I'm pretty sure it's at Virgil CWF, but yes, it is. At Virgil CWF is the new Twitter account for. Like to see that kind of growth. He's a very fun, provocative character.
Might I recommend a video idea for him?
Okay.
You know those YouTube videos where the people slice things with katanas? you know the blade test,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You should do one where like Virgil, where you slice through a hamburger. Look at that! I'm cutting down this horrible foreign cuisine, and then you slice
the disgusting gaijin slop they call hamburger.
or you take a 4Kids DVD and you're gonna cut it like how they cut all the Japanese content.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. Okay, I might.
That's awesome. Holy shit.
And chat, this is the kind of stuff that we workshop over. Literally, someone has an idea and we spitball. I'm not saying my ideas are brilliant, but through my bad idea, something better comes out.
That's really good. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
And Anthony?
Well, for me, you can follow me on Twitter, as you can see right below me, at The Effective Naruto. You can follow the work that I do at missionstartpodcast.com. On that website, you can check out all of our content regarding anime conventions, video game tournaments, and other such things.
And to give credit where credit is due, Anthony made this overlay in a day or a few days.
This is great. I love it.
Thank you. I am still going to put some notifications on it at some point and other doohickeys. But, yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. You can follow the work that I do over there. We are still in the process of getting all our Fanime coverage up. So it's almost done. I got I think maybe 2-3 other things I got to work on, and then it'll be uploaded at some point. But yeah, I'm also on Twitch. We do I do a podcast as well. Every Wednesday night, starting at 6 p.m. It's twitch.tv/mission_start, where we bring you the gaming news in the past week. Me and my 2 other co-hosts, Greg Dietz and Ramen, as we talk about gaming news and give our full thoughts on whatever happens in the past week. And
cool.
That's about it.
Cool. And of course, want to thank to our listeners. This was a very full room, and I want to make a special announcement.
Oh.
Another one.
Oh, go ahead.
If you were on last night, you probably have seen it, where for the longest time, Backstage Pass has been showing on the first and third Tuesday of every month. However, I got a new monitor set up, and with Anthony's assistance, I will be on any Tuesday that I'm not podcasting, I'll be game streaming.
Oh.
I don't have a name for it, but it's just a way for me to interact with the CWF community, my friends, and just play some games. I think I know what the first episode is going to be, because I just downloaded Fire Pro Wrestling.
Oh, funny enough, yeah.
I've never played it before, so you're going to all watch me fail spectacularly as the AI kicks my butt. I'll probably also be playing pinball. I can't play anything too intense because my computer's really old. It only has 8 gigs of RAM, 670 video card, so No
Gotcha.
Doom, Witcher 3. Um, but on the flip side, you're going to see a lot of games that you're not normally exposed to because I really like playing more, I wouldn't say obscure, but the more twitchy 16-bit kind
Right.
of weird games. Like I expect there to be Ape Out will be played,
Oh hell yeah.
Oh,
one
Ape Out
fig-
looks great. Yeah.
One Figure Death Punch 2,
Mm.
Wizards of Legend,
Ooh. Ooh.
Nuclear Throne, that stuff. And I'm
Yeah.
not I'm good enough to win. Actually, no, I'm good enough to not lose all the time. So if you're looking for lead strats, you won't have them. But if you're looking for general strats and thoughts, hey, I got you covered. And for anybody watching, if you want to ask questions about wrestling, heck, I'll talk me about the wrestling.
Yeah.
May I recommend a game for you, actually, G?
What
I
is
just
it?
I just beat it yesterday. It's called Press X to Not Die.
Oh yeah, that the one that's live action.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
very fun. It's really short. It's like maybe an hour tops, so it's perfect for a stream.
Okay. Have you
I,
ever heard of Contradiction, by the way?
No, I haven't.
It's Phoenix Wright, but
oh yeah.
Phoenix Wright, but it's
Yes.
live actors.
It's so funny.
Sounds great.
It's great. I have actually a game suggestion for you, G, as well.
Oh
Um,
God, no, stop! Don't answer my backlog. Don't answer
um,
my backlog.
it is definitely my game of the year last year. It's a roguelike. It's a Metrovania roguelike. It's side scroller. It very much reminds me of a fighting game in many ways. The game is called Dead Cells.
Oh, I
Oh
know about
yes.
Dead Cells. I know of Dead Cells.
Oh yes, that game is super good. I highly, highly suggest that.
Well, wait, Mexican Otaku. Also wonder if there will ever be a Money in the Bank type briefcase for CWF.
Ha!
Funny you should say
Well,
that.
actually,
Because the way Skeletor won the belt was that he cashed in his golden yen in
yen
the
in the
vault.
vault. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't have money in the bank. We have yen in the vault.
Yep, and you can watch that video archive right here on our Twitch channel. It's
That's
in
another thing.
yeah, it's in the LA show, the last one we did.
We have a lot of new fans here, so I highly recommend in between recordings to go ahead and click our videos tab where you can see all of our previous streams for past shows. If you want, with the exception of this Fanime, if you look on YouTube, all of our previous Fanimes in really high def multi-camera quality, you can find it there. I highly recommend watching them because one, they're good, and two, you're going to learn about the CWF canon.
Absolutely, yeah, you got a lot of catching up to do. Also, whenever another anime convention happens, we've done it before. We usually do marathons at that convention. So in any case, you need to sit down and just watch like the entirety of, hey, AX1 to AX 2019. You can do so, and we do those on here. So, yeah, absolutely.
That was fantastic. Let's keep the momentum going.
I got one more thing before we end the show, G.
Actually, whoops! Yeah, me too. I forgot. I got to ask the question for next episode.
Oh, yeah.
But you first.
Oh, okay, so, all right, so while that is happening, we have our thank you page on here, which slowly will go up in a second. If it works, did I forget to put it in? Actually, I think I did. Okay, never mind. Scratch that. it was supposed to show up as the following people that followed us and all that jazz. So, but anyways, thanks for anybody who followed us, sub to us, and whatnot. That slide was supposed to be of your guys' name on there, but it didn't pop up. So, and yeah. So go ahead, G.
Okay, this is easy. Favorite weapon you've seen used in a hardcore match?
Ooh.
I already got mine. And it was only used last week.
Oh, I know what it is.
Shut up! Don't say anything.
Yeah, I know.
So signing off to another episode of Backstage Pass. This is G. And I got Anthony and Eric with me.
Yep.
Thanks for listening.
Yep.
And we'll see you
Thank
next
you for
time.
having me.
See you guys later.
See ya.